Do you know how to have a good conversation with the girl? If you don't, then don't worry. This video will teach you how to avoid what most guys do wrong when chatting with a girl they like for the first time, and what to do instead to make her like you more. 5 critical tips for the first conversation with the girl. Bad first date conversation topics. Most guys don't realize this, but the biggest cause of a bad conversation with the girl is not leading it. Most guys make the mistake of letting the girl lead the conversation, thinking that if they let her talk about the things that make her happy, then she'll like them more. Unfortunately, this leads to one or both of 2 problems. 1, you end up talking about absolutely any topic that comes up. 2, you depend on her to lead the conversation and decide what topics to talk about. As a result, she very quickly gets tired, bored, and/or uninterested, and will always blame you for boring her. So aim to lead every conversation with the girl. That's the key mindset to have. The idea is to create an interaction in which neither of you depends on the other to keep the conversation going, and there's a natural, effortless exchange of ideas going on. Is that difficult to do? Not if you keep the 5 following tips in mind. Tip number 1, don't make her like you. Focus on having fun. When having a conversation with a girl for the first time, do you secretly try to impress her or make her like you? If you do, then it might be the reason why most of the girls you chat with don't feel interested in you afterward. Here's why. Girls are experts in seeing right through you. When you try to impress her or make her like you, she'll know what you're up to, and unless she feels sufficiently attracted to you, she's going to feel creeped out. So just focus on having a fun conversation with the girl instead of trying to impress her. Good first date conversation topics include work, what she's doing now, and what she'd do if time/money weren't an issue. Hobbies, what cool stuff she's doing in her free time. TV shows or movie series you're both fans of. Any common interests, beliefs, goals, etc. The idea is to let her associate you with good feelings. When you share a great conversation with her, even if she's only met you, she'll think you're interesting, funny, and cool, and she'll start wondering if you're single and available. Number 2, make her feel completely comfortable with you. Here's the thing. Society is terribly judgmental towards women. When a guy flirts around and sleeps with women, he's a smooth player. But when a girl does it, she's a dirty slut. And once a girl gets labeled a slut, even if she didn't do anything wrong, her reputation can be damaged for a long time, and her chances of settling down with a high-quality guy goes down. Needless to say, most girls today hide their true thoughts and feelings and instead put their best faces when meeting new people, especially guys. They bring up the same safe, tired, boring first date conversation topics over and over, and that's extremely frustrating for them. That's why in every conversation with a girl, you should make her completely comfortable. Let her feel that when she's with you, she can totally be herself. Like even if she told her naughtiest, dirtiest secrets, you still wouldn't judge her. When she knows she doesn't have to put up a facade and can be herself around you, she'll like you a lot. Simply because any conversation with you will be a fun one. Tip number 3, follow a process. Think of a conversation with a girl you like as being like a ladder leading to the date, relationship, and/or sex. The lowest rungs of a ladder consist of harmless small talk. This is when you're getting to know each other, breaking the ice, and having polite banter. Once you sense she's sufficiently comfortable with and interested in you, that's when you reach the middle rungs, where you get deeper and more personal with her. More personal topics go beyond simple small talk. These are things that affect her emotionally. Deep, first date conversation topics are easy to find if you pay attention to the things she says that have a slight emotional tinge to it. For example, if you ask her if she likes her job and she answers with, "Well, it pays the bills," you can then ask her, "You mean if the bills weren't an issue, you'd be doing something else?" Something to always remember in a conversation with the girl. They love talking about their feelings, especially when she knows you're a guy who won't judge her. Tip number 4, lead the conversation most of the time. Once again, the surest way to a bad conversation with the girl is by not leading it. So get in the mindset that leading, directing the conversation is mostly your responsibility. One of the easiest ways to lead a conversation is by asking follow-up questions and making follow-up statements. Here's an example. Her, so that's how I ended up with my job. You, follow-up question. That's funny. Do you like it though? Her, Well, it pays the bills. You. Follow-up statement. You sound like you'd rather be doing something else if the bills weren't an issue. Her. OMG, you have no idea. I've always wanted to. Conversation keeps going. The idea is to have a goal for every conversation with the girl. If the current topic is moving the conversation closer to your goal, then keep it going with the right follow-up questions and statements. But if it's not, let the topic die on its own or change it. E.g., hey, speaking of Twilight, it's almost 7. Let's go grab some dinner. That leads us to the obvious question. What's your goal for the conversation? Tip number 5, know your goals. When you're having a conversation with a girl you like, ask yourself, do you want to be just friends with her? Or do you want to have casual, consensual sex with her? Or do you want her as your next girlfriend? Or something in between? Whatever your goal might be, you'll need to know how to steer the conversation closer and closer to it. Here are some tips. 1. If you want to just be friends with the girl, then don't talk about anything related to romance or sex. Instead, talk about shared interests, working together, and the like. Find ways to positively impact each other's lives. 2. If you want to have consensual sex with her, then talk less about common interests and focus more about making her feel comfortable with you. The more comfortable, the better. And when she starts hinting about romance or sex, invite her to your place or somewhere private. 3. If you want to get into a serious, exclusive relationship with her, then do a bit of both number 1 and number 2 above. Talk about shared interests and make her comfortable with being with you. It's like flirting on slow burn, slow and easy, spread over multiple dates. Though, as soon as she indicates sexual interest in you, take her home. What if you'd rather know her better first, and then decide what your goal for the conversation is? You could do that too. During the conversation, encourage her to open up about herself, motivate her, compliment her, make her relax and tell you more. You'll decide how much you like her soon enough. So there you have it, 5 critical tips for the first conversation with the girl. Keep them in mind, and you'll meet more women and have more enjoyable dates from now on.
Hey, this is Nero, the creator of Casanova's Notebook. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Then click the link in the description below to check out the Casanova's Notebook website, where we have books, videos, t-shirts, and tons of seduction training you can't get anywhere else.